Hello bookworms! Today I'm going to be doing another news and stuff video. It's been about 3 weeks since I posted my last one. I'm sorry for the delay. I am totally going to blame quarantine because time is just passing like so much more quickly than I ever expected. So I have a bunch of news to catch up on. There's a lot of good stuff in here, but I'm going to start the video talking about two things that I'm sure everyone already knows, but I just want to mention them. And it also is making me question what year we're in, because the first announcement is that Stephenie Meyer is releasing Midnight Sun, finally. People have been waiting for this book since 2008. It is essentially the first book of Twilight, but it's retold from Edward's perspective instead of Bella's perspective. There was like kind of a rocky road to publication with this one because an original draft of the book got leaked online back in 2008 and Stephenie Meyer was really upset, so she ended up canceling the book and never releasing it. But now I think it's the 15-year anniversary or something of Twilight, and the book is finally coming out. And I think she has the first 12 chapters or something posted on her website if you're interested in reading some of it before the full book comes out. Personally, I was never like a huge Twilight person, so I'm pretty on the fence about whether I'm gonna read this or not. If I do, it'll mostly just be like out of curiosity. It's not something that I'm like dying to get my hands on. And Midnight Sun is gonna come out on August 4th. And then the second bit of news is the Hunger Games news. So the Hunger Games prequel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, is coming out very soon. I think it's next week, if I'm remembering time correctly. But it's pretty much coming as no surprise that Lionsgate, which is the film company that made the original Hunger Games films, is already developing a film based on the prequel novel. I think that was pretty obvious that this one would get optioned. It's going to be directed by Francis Lawrence, who directed Catching Fire and both parts of Mockingjay. And it's going to be screenwritten by Michael Arndt and Nina Jacobson, and they worked on the scripts of all of the Hunger Games films, so rest assured that it's in good hands. Okay, next. So usually I only talk about confirmed news, but this was just too exciting not to share. So it looks like Amazon updated their website and the release date for ACOTAR #4, which is our Nessian book. They like updated the release date to be January 21st of 2021. While we don't have confirmation from the publisher that that is 100% accurate, usually places like Amazon and Book Depository and Barnes & Noble are the first people to be alerted to release dates so that they can get it in their system and people can start pre-ordering it. So when they announce release dates, it's usually accurate, but it's as of yet unconfirmed. But I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to this book. And it also makes sense because Sarah announced in one of the live streams that she did on her YouTube channel with her husband Josh that she was doing edits on the book back in March. So timeline-wise, it would make sense for the book to come out in January of next year, so fingers crossed. Then I was really excited because Becky Albertelli announced a new book within the Simonverse. It's called Love Creekwood, and it's an epilogue novella, and it's set in everyone's like first year of college. It takes place after Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda and Leah on the Offbeat, so definitely expect spoilers for both of those two books if you haven't read them yet. But Love Creekwood is going to be about a third of the length of Becky's other novels, so it will be significantly shorter. And it's going to be written entirely in emails, which I think is a really cute choice because if all of them didn't go to the same college, they're definitely going to be communicating over email. And Love Creekwood is going to be released on June 30th, which is right around the time that we are getting Love Victor on Hulu, and Love Victor is the spin-off show in the Simonverse, and we actually already got a teaser for that and it looks super cute. And then it's also worth noting that Becky stated that she will be donating 100% of her English language royalties from the sales of Love Creekwood to the Trevor Project. So you'll get a good book and be able to support a good cause at the same time. Then Penguin Teen announced that Stephanie Perkins is writing a new horror novel. So this one is actually a companion horror novel to the first one that she wrote, which was There's Someone Inside Your House, which is actually getting adapted for Netflix, but there hasn't been too much buzz about that recently, so I hope it's still proceeding. But her new one is called The Woods Are Always Watching, and it's going to be coming out on September 22nd of this year, so we won't have to wait too long for it. I do really like the cover. You guys know how I feel about creepy forests. I'm all in. So I didn't love her first horror novel that much, but I definitely will be checking out the second one just because I cannot resist. Next, from Fierce Reads, we are going to be getting Marissa Meyer's first rom-com novel, which I am so excited about. It is called Instant Karma, and we got a very cute cover for it. It takes place in a little coastal town, and we are following a girl named Prudence who wakes up one day with the power of instant karma, so she can inflict karma on anyone around her, whether it is good karma or bad karma, and she's having a good time doing so, but every single time that she tries to inflict karma on her very lazy lab partner named Quint, it always seems to backfire. And then Prudence ends up working at a local rescue center for sea animals, which is where Quint works. She's doing it for extra credit, but he has worked there for quite a while, and obviously the two of them are going to fall in love because this is a rom-com and it sounds so cute. And this one's coming out on November 3rd. Then we found out that Lyssa Kay Adams' Bromance Book Club is getting adapted for Netflix, which I am so excited about. I really love that book and I cannot wait to see that come to screen. I think that's going to be such a fun rom-com and like such a great adaptation. So for those who don't know, this was one of my favorite books of last year. We're following a group of guys who are all on sports teams, and they have a secret book club where they read romance novels in order to improve the relationships that they have with their significant others. It was just so well done. I still have to read the second book, but I'm so excited for this news. Then I found out that Shauna McGuire is actually coming out with a middle grade book this year. I didn't know, but she has yet another pen name, and that is Deborah A. Baker. The book is entitled Over the Woodward Wall, and it definitely has Over the Garden Wall vibes, and I'm so excited. I pre-ordered this one the instant that I heard about it. It's being published by Tor and it's coming out on October 6th, but it's following two characters who pretty much could not be more different in their temperament. One has like everything planned to a T and the other one is just like pure chaos. And one morning the two of them go on an unplanned detour over this low stone wall and they end up in a place called the Up and Under. And the Up and Under is an impossible land full of mystery and adventure and strange creatures, and I am here for it. Then Sandhya Menon announced a new e-novella. So this is a new short story that's going to be taking place within the world of When Dimple Met Rishi and There's Something About Sweetie and 10 Things I Hate About Pinky. So as you guys know, 10 Things I Hate About Pinky was supposed to be released in May of this year, but with all of the virus stuff going on, it got delayed until July 21st. So Sandhya assured us that there are no spoilers at all for Pinky within this e-novella, and she actually recommends reading it before you pick up Pinky. But it's following all of our favorite characters, so we're gonna have Dimple, Rishi, Ashish, Sweetie, Samir, and Pinky, and they're going to be in an escape room on Valentine's Day having to work together to try to get out. It just sounds like it's going to be super adorable. I really loved her other short story, which was As Kismet Would Have It, and like this was like 40 pages and it made me cry. So I have very high hopes for her next novella, and the good news is that you can actually read this for free if you register at rivetedlit.com, so you'll be able to read it starting June 1st, or if you don't want to register, you can also purchase a copy for 99 cents on e-readers starting June 30th. Then Christina Lauren announced a new book on Instagram called In a Holidays, and I'm so excited because you guys know how much I love Christmas books. I cannot wait to read this one. I know nothing at all about it except for the fact that it's a Christmas book and Christina Lauren wrote it, and it's going to be coming out on October 6th. They posted like an e-reader photo of it, so there's no cover or anything yet, but cannot wait. Then we got the UK cover reveal for Rhythm of War by Brandon Sanderson. I like this one. I think it's pretty nice. It definitely fits in line with the other UK covers within the series, but I am eagerly awaiting what the US cover is going to be because I really like the US hardbacks. I think they're like just really solid, beautiful books. And I'm also super curious what color the hardback will be underneath the dust jacket because they have such vibrant colors, and so far they've done all of the primary colors. My guess is that it could potentially be like a bright green. That would be awesome. Then we got the cover reveal for All the Tides of Fate by Adeline Grace, and this cover is stunning. I still haven't read the first book in the series, but I know that it involves mermaids and pirates, and to be honest, I was a little bit on the fence about it. I wasn't really sure if I was going to read it, but I've heard so many rave reviews of it recently that my interest has definitely peaked, and I have the first one and I'm very eager to read it. I think that's going to be happening pretty soon because mermaids and pirates are such a great like summer adventure book. But the sequel, All the Tides of Fate, is going to be coming out on February 2nd of 2021. Then Fierce Reads is releasing a new line of novels called Reimagined Classics, which is a YA series that's going to be offering a fresh perspective on some classic literature. So the stories will uphold the plot, the themes, and the characters, but they'll be filtered through the lenses of Own Voices authors. They're going to start debuting next spring, and the authors and books attached so far are C.B. Lee, which is going to be kicking things off with Treasure Island, Bethany C. Morrow, who will be reimagining Little Women, Amina May Safi with Robin Hood, and finally Tasha Suri with Wuthering Heights. And I imagine that if these do well, they'll probably continue and get more Own Voices authors on board and pick more classic literature to retell. Then Disney announced a new epic fairy tale series called The Mirror. They've got a lot of new series that are coming out, which is pretty exciting. The first book in this quartet is going to be written by Julie C. Dow, who I love. Her book is called Broken Wish, and the series is going to be focusing on an intricate family curse that's going to span over generations and across continents. The other authors involved on the project that will be writing the future books are Daniel Clayton, J.C. Cervantes, and L.L. McKinney. So the first book, Julie's book, Broken Wish, comes out this fall, and we are following a 16-year-old witch named Elva. Elva has always had to hide her powers and her abilities, but she has these visions of the future, and then one day she sees a really devastating future, and she decides that she can't hide any longer, and she needs to do whatever she can to prevent that future from coming to light. And so far we know that some of the other settings will include 1920s New Orleans, 1960s San Francisco, and early 2000s New York City. I also really love the cover for Julie's book. This creepy forest is really working for me, and the character in the middle kind of gives me like Aurora vibes. But Julie's book is coming out on October 6th. Then we also got the UK cover reveal for A Sky Beyond the Storm by Saba Tahir. I think this cover is absolutely stunning. In the UK, this is published by Harper Voyager, and in the US, it's published by Penguin Teen. Then we got a release date for Artemis Fowl. So I announced in my last video that Artemis Fowl is no longer coming to movie theaters. It's going to debut on Disney+, and Disney has now announced that it will be available to stream on June 12th. I kind of want to see if I could read the first book before the film comes out. I never read them, but my brother loved them when we were younger. And then speaking of Artemis Fowl, The Arctic Incident is going to be adapted into a graphic novel by Michael Marissi and illustrated by Stephen Gilpin, and this is going to be coming out in March of 2021. Then news that I personally find almost the most exciting on this whole list is that Del Rey announced that there is going to be a Dr. Aphra original audiobook, and it's written by Sarah Kuhn. Dr. Aphra is a character within the Star Wars universe that you meet in the Darth Vader comics. She's basically like a morally gray Indiana Jones type character that's like hunting down artifacts after she makes a questionable deal with a Sith Lord. I'm so excited for this. Like, I cannot wait. And I really love Sarah Kuhn. I'm really excited that she's the one that wrote the whole script. It's going to be a full cast audiobook, and it's released as audio only, the same way that they did with the Dooku Jedi Lost book. And I'm really hoping that it will then get a physical release later in the year, because that's what they did with Dooku Jedi Lost as well. Also, there are murder droids. And this one releases on July 21st, right in time for my birthday, and I love the cover, and yeah, good times. Then I was really excited that Weta is releasing a new board game based on The Hobbit. I think the artwork for it is absolutely incredible. I already pre-ordered a copy of it because it looks so awesome. It says that it's good for 2 to 4 players, so I'm hoping that Andrew and I will be able to play together, just the 2 of us, and like enjoy it. Because sometimes games say that they're for 2 to whatever players, and it's just not as fun with 2, so fingers crossed that this one actually is. But it comes out in September. Like I said, the artwork is absolutely beautiful, and I also really like that the box of the board game is designed to look like a book. Then we had a very big Doctor Who announcement. So Doctor Who announced Time Lord Victorious, which is a multi-platform spin-off canon adventure. So it's a crossover event featuring the 8th, 9th, and 10th Doctors, as well as Rose Tyler, and also on this poster we can see that there are Daleks and Ood. This story is going to roll out over comics, novels, audio, vinyl, escape rooms, immersive theater, games. They're like pulling out all the stops for this. So we're assuming that when they say vinyl, they mean the company Titan that creates the toys for Doctor Who, so it'll probably be like toy tie-ins, and then probably the escape rooms will be UK only, but here's hoping they kind of make their way around because that would be so awesome. I'm personally really interested to see how this will play out in regards to Christopher Eccleston, because he's always been very vocal about never wanting to reprise his role as the Doctor, which is super unfortunate. The story's going to unfold over the course of 12 weeks, beginning in September of 2020 and presumably wrapping up in January of 2021. Then, I'm not sure if I said this in a previous video, but we finally got the launch date for HBO Max, and that is May 27th, 2020. So just a very short few weeks away. We'll all have something to do over Memorial Day weekend now. And the reason I bring that up is because it's also been announced that J.J. Abrams is going to be bringing Justice League Dark to HBO Max, which is awesome. There have been like rumors of Justice League Dark stuff happening in the past and none of it ever came to fruition, so I'm really excited that they're going to like finally be making it into a show. J.J. Abrams' production company Bad Robot actually signed a 7-series deal with HBO Max, so it's no surprise that we're going to be getting a lot of news of the stuff that they're going to be working on, but I'm super excited about this project in particular. There are like literally zero details, but if I could see Zatanna and Constantine and Deadman in this TV series, I will be a very happy person. And then one of the other series that J.J. Abrams is working on is called Overlook. And this series is going to be following characters from The Shining. And it's basically going to dive into like the untold stories of other characters and other stories that have happened at the hotel where The Shining takes place. So I think Stephen King fans will be excited about this one. And then MYST is becoming a TV series. I'm so excited. Ashley Edward Miller is going to serve as the showrunner and is going to be writing the first episode, and he also wrote Thor and X-Men First Class. And then the actual co-creator of MYST, named Rand Miller, is going to be producing the show along with his younger brother. There's no other details yet, like no word on when or where it'll be premiering, but I'm excited that it's in the works. Hollywood Reporter also announced that in the very early stages of development, there is the potential for a Younger spin-off show to happen. I really like Younger. It's set in the publishing world and it's really fun. It's really funny to pick out which authors they have like based on real life authors, and from my friends who work in publishing, some of the things that they do are just like wildly incorrect, but I still just find it super entertaining. But this spin-off would focus solely on Hilary Duff's character. It would star her as Kelsey, and I would definitely watch that. Then the Babysitters Club released a teaser and a release date for their series. The teaser is so cute. We get to see like a beautifully decorated, very colorful teenage girl room, and we're hearing like a phone ringing, and then it just zooms in on the girls answering the phone and being really excited because it's obviously them starting the Babysitters Club, and like my heart just exploded when I watched this. I cannot wait for the series, and I won't have to wait much longer, and neither will you, obviously, because it's coming out on July 3rd to Netflix. And Disney Plus announced that they're going to be adapting R.L. Stine's middle grade horror graphic novel series called Just Beyond, and Just Beyond encompasses 4 books at the moment, and the series is an anthology, so each book focuses on a different storyline, and they also confirmed that the adaptation will be an anthology as well. Then it was announced that I'll Be Gone in the Dark, which is the book by Michelle McNamara about the Golden State Killer, is being adapted into a 6-part docuseries for HBO. There's also a little teaser that was released for this, and this is actually coming out very soon. It's going to be premiering on HBO on June 28th. Then we found out that Hercules will be the next animated film by Disney to get the live action treatment. Brothers Joe and Anthony Anthony Russo from the Marvel Universe are producing, so that definitely makes me feel good about it. But Hercules is one of my favorite animated films, so I'm really excited to see what they're gonna do with this. We also got a release date for In the Heights. In the Heights is a Broadway show that was written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, and it has since been filmed as a movie, and we were supposed to get it this summer, but unfortunately with everything going on, they wanted to release it at a time when the community as a whole would be able to enjoy it in theaters together, and they decided to push back the release date to June of 2021. So it'll be a while longer, which is sad, but it does really feel like a summer film, so I'm excited that it's still going to get its theatrical release. I don't think that's something that should be released straight to video. I think that's something that belongs in theaters. Neil Gaiman also announced that the Sandman series has been postponed indefinitely because of all of the virus delays. He said that this extra time is giving them the opportunity to fine-tune scripts and just make everything even better, and that once it is safe to resume production, the Sandman will very quickly and very smoothly resume beginning. So that's very reassuring because it's been a long road for us Sandman fans waiting for an adaptation. Then DC changed some of the release dates of their films. So Batman is now going to be coming out on October 4th of 2021. The Flash has been moved up to June of 2022, and Shazam 2 has been pushed back to November of 2022. So we've got a lot of waiting. Of that list, I'm most excited for Shazam 2, but we've got years. And Patty Jenkins also confirmed a Wonder Woman spin-off film that's going to be focusing on the Amazonians, as well as Wonder Woman 3. She will be directing the third Wonder Woman film, and she said that this spin-off film, she has like a vision for the story arc overall as a whole, and it will fit into the Wonder Woman narrative very nicely. And I think she said it should take place between Wonder Woman 2 and Wonder Woman 3. And then I mentioned this in another video, but all of Avatar: The Last Airbender is currently on Netflix as of May 15th, which is so exciting. I love this series so much, and I'm so excited that other people are going to have the opportunity to watch it. I don't think it's much of a surprise that Netflix got the rights back, since they're currently in the process of working on a live action adaptation of the series. I will just take all of the Avatar. Then Viz Media announced an Inuyasha spin-off series for the beloved anime. This is going to be called Yashahime Princess Half Demon. It's going to be following the daughters of Sesshomaru, who are demon twins, in feudal Japan, and they are separated from one another by a forest fire. Then Toa ends up wandering off into a mysterious tunnel that transports her to present-day Japan, and I believe about 10 years go by where she's raised there by another person, another family, and then 10 years later, that same portal opens once again, and the twins are reunited, but the twin that was in present-day Japan has no memory of her past life. Then for Star Wars news, so it was announced that Taika Waititi is going to be directing and co-writing a new Star Wars film. There is like zero information past that, but I will watch anything that man does. He did the best episode of The Mandalorian. He did Thor, Ragnarok. He's a visionary. I'm so excited about this news. Then it was announced that the Cassian Andor series on Disney Plus has just cast Genevieve O'Reilly to reprise her role of Mon Mothma. Mon Mothma is one of my favorite characters, so I'm so excited that she's going to be back, and she's going to be played by the same actress. And they also cast 3 additional actors, so they've cast Stellan Skarsgård, Denise Go, and Kyle Soller. No word on what characters those people will be playing, but we also know that the series is going to be written, directed, and showrun by Tony Gilroy, and he was a co-writer of Rogue One, so that definitely sits well with me. Then in Mandalorian news, Tamara Morrison has been cast to play Boba Fett in the Mandalorian series, which is really exciting. Supposedly, he's going to have a very brief appearance. He's not going to play like a huge part. These are obviously just, I guess, industry rumors, because obviously we won't know until the show comes out, but that's the word on the street. and he's actually the same actor that played Jango Fett in Attack of the Clones. So between Boba Fett and Rosario Dawson joining the show as Ahsoka Tano, I just don't think Mandalorian could get any better. And then lastly, this is just like a little fun thing, but currently on sale, Mondo released a beautiful vinyl collection for the Infinity Saga. So it's all of the music within the series, and each of the records are colored after one of the Infinity Stones, and the artwork on the whole like box set is just gorgeous. That's currently on sale on their website. I think it's about $90 if I'm remembering correctly. I would say it's a worthwhile investment for someone that is a huge Marvel fan. So that's all the news that I had to share in this video. I'm gonna keep better track of my calendar going forward. My goal is to kind of do a news video every 2 weeks, so it won't be as long or as much to edit, obviously depending on if there's enough news to do that, but it's been a while, so there was a lot of catch up here. But let me know what you're really looking forward to. Hopefully I introduced you to something new, and that's all that I have for this video, and I will see you guys soon in a new one. Bye!